On tonight's show of the Sligo Show, we are joined by John Mitchell, who told us all about his journey with his hearing difficulties. Well worth a watch. I hope you enjoy.
The Sligo Show is produced by Pixel Productions and hosted by Brendan Tierney. If you need video for your business or live event or would like to appear on the show, send us a message today.
This show is in partnership with ATU Sligo Innovation Centre, the hub of innovation and commercial enterprise for startups, industry and academia.
John, you're very welcome to the Sligo Show.
Thanks very much, Brendan. Lovely to be here.
I made a big long journey all the way from Calry here to the ATU.
Yes, indeed.
That's good. So John, we have you on here because me and you had a chat a few months ago, and obviously you're wearing your implant for your hearing, and I started asking you loads of questions about it, and then I said, will you come on the Sligo Show and tell your story? And you very generously said, I will indeed. So let's get straight into it. At what point did you find you were having hearing difficulties, and where did that all start for you?
Brendan, in my late 20s, I found that my hearing was going downhill. It was going down slowly. It was just after getting married, and I was working. I had to pack in one job really, because I could find even at that stage, I could find the hearing loss was. And
that was affecting your work.
It was affecting.
Okay.
Even though it was only at an early stage, but it just kept getting worse after that, Brendan. It deteriorated slowly but surely.
And was there a history of this in any member of your family?
Yes, indeed, Brendan. It's all rampant through the family from my grandmother's side, and my father had it, my aunt had it, I have an uncle in Dublin with hearing loss, cousins. It really goes through the family, indeed, Brendan.
Okay. And so in your early 20s, it was affecting you doing your work. And you had it for a number of years before you did anything? Or were you trying anything back then with hearing aids or anything?
I did try, Brendan. I've tried going up to the mat for private and some clinics in Dublin. And I did try hearing aids. Probably didn't give them enough of a chance, really. Didn't like them, Brendan. Being quite honest with you. I just found that the sound was kind of artificial, or that very loud. And I just couldn't really handle hearing aids, being quite honest.
Okay. And you say it affected work. Did it affect other things, family, social life? Did it get frustrating? What was it like to live with?
As things went on, Brendan, when it started getting really, really bad, you grew you were in a shell. You didn't really want to meet people. It was family functions or parties or anything. You didn't want to go, Brendan, because you're always the gooseberry, as you could call it.
You can't get in the conversation or keep up with it. And then someone in the group mightn't understand what situation you're in.
Where there be a group of people or that, and you'd be just standing there, and you could be agreeing with them, and it could be saying anything to you, but you were there, it's really a depressing stage, really.
I can imagine, and you're always a big sportsman as well. That's where I first met you, playing with the local soccer and that. So that had to be affected to a point. Maybe it was a bit easier than just conversations.
It was very funny, Brendan, playing soccer, because really you ended up refereeing the game along with playing it, because you couldn't hear the referee's whistle.
Oh, right. Okay.
So the danger was that you could keep running and going. Imagine picking up a yellow card for something like that. But I used to tell all the referees before the game, and never had any trouble. But as I say, you were really refereeing the game as well. You would win a foul with a foul.
the things you wouldn't take heed of, I suppose, unless you were doing it yourself. So 20s, 30s, and was there any point where you would say you were fully deaf, or what way?
Yeah, Brendan, in the latter years, it really was depending on lip reading. I didn't learn it. It was just something I consciously picked up myself. Okay. And it ended up really a stages that you had to just write, because lip reading, anybody that lip reads, you get one or two words out of 6 or 7 words, and you're joining the dots in between. You're trying to put.
I can imagine, and you were trying lots of different remedies and therapies. So then it was gone to stage fully deaf. And at what age you go? Did you keep researching? I suppose surgeries or options that were there, or did someone tell you about the Cochlear implant?
I knew about implants, Brendan, because my uncle got one in Dublin. He probably got it way back in the 90s, but it hadn't been really successful. Yes, they were at a very early stage at that time, Brendan, and a cousin of mine later had one as well, and she got on better, but still wasn't that good, you know.
Okay.
But at the same time, I just always kept an interest in about the cochlear implants, and I just came to a stage, and I just turned around to Regina one day. That's my wife, and I just turned around and I said, I have to do something about this, you know.
Okay.
So of course, the first stage was go to your GP.
That's what I was going to say. So someone else in this situation, GP is your first port of call. Okay.
You go to your GP and get a referral to a private clinic, you know.
Okay, and they're all over the country, or is it specific? Okay.
Exactly.
Perfect.
You
Okay.
go and they will do the hearing test and all that with you, and they'll decide then, well, this patient is probably need an implant.
Do they assess? Is it available? Sorry, will it work for everybody? I know it mightn't perfect your hearing, but will it always improve someone's hearing, or will they go, this won't work for you, or it will work for others? Is that
Well, it really depends, Brendan, what stage your hearing is at. If you have some hearing, they'll say that the hearing aids are sufficient to work away with, you know.
Okay.
But if you're gone too bad, if your hearing loss is too bad, like I had high-pitched deafness, which that's why I couldn't hear the referee's whistle. It was an unusual deafness. Most people kind of lose their low pitch, you know, but I lost my high pitch. And it all depends really how bad you are, Brendan, and you'll do your audiology tests and all that, and they'll say, well, maybe we'll send this patient, give him a referral, him or her, to the Beaumont, to the Cochlear department in the Beaumont.
Okay.
And then you go through all different hearing tests with them before they decide.
And how long did that all take? How long did the assessment take? Are you talking a few days, weeks, months? Or?
Oh, I'd say, Brendan, the fact that I didn't wear a hearing aid, I had give me 2 hearing aids to wear for a year.
Oh, okay.
Because my brain wasn't used to hearing sounds. So I had to actually get the brain trained in to be used to sounds again, Brendan.
Wow.
And so I was given the 2 hearing aids, and at the time I was working on literally a building site job. And I'd never took them off one day. I was that determined that I wanted to, you know, and there was Kangos, there was everything going. So
I mean, thankfully I've never worn any of these devices. So, like, what's it like? So a Kango is it? Can you turn it down to go, God, that's too much, or how can you protect yourself in that situation?
Well, the hearing aids, you could just take them out, Brendan, take them off.
Right, and that's what you sometimes would be forced to do.
But I didn't. I said,
okay.
I was that determined that I was going to get this implant that I just stuck through it, and the best thing I ever done.
The best thing ever done. So anyways, the procedure, it's surgery. Now, I read a little bit of your notes there. They implant a little device, let's call it, in under the skin behind the ear.
That's right.
Because when I seen the device, I presume people can see it on the camera, obviously, you can just take it off. It just slips off.
Yeah.
I thought it looks like it was implanted. So it's kind of sticking to the device inside under your skin. Is that essentially what it is?
The processor is the part here that you see. It's like the hearing aid.
Yeah.
And then there's a coil there that the sound goes through. The electrodes, and there's a magnet there that attaches to the inside device. That's how.
So you can just take that off now. When you go in the shower, I presume. Is it?
You take it.
Okay, and if you take that off now,
I hear nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
And now you can hear perfect.
Well, it'll never be as good as what.
No, of course.
It'll never ever be as good as what a person's normal hearing is.
Yeah.
But it's a very good second, Brendan.
Oh, I can imagine. That's mad.
Yeah.
It's some piece of kit, like, isn't it? It's crazy.
It is unbelievable.
And the way it works, like, I'm reading about it, like the way it senses inside your ear and sends the message out.
It's the electrode and all that going, and it's all going to your brain, and it's just it's a total different device than a hearing aid. A hearing aid just amplifies your sound.
Okay, I see.
Whereas this is just
I like it. It's mind-boggling what I can do, isn't it? And
it is.
So, okay, you're in the hospital, you get your surgery done. Was it immediately after the surgery you were like, I can hear everything, or do you have to go back to more training and assessments or adjustments?
No, Brendan. Once you get the surgery done, and you have a fortnight with it there, it's not activated.
Okay.
You know, and a fortnight after you go back, and the big activation switch on happens.
Oh, okay.
Now it's a real funny, scary time. Being quite honest with you, you know, when it was turned on first, and everybody sounded like Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse.
Okay.
You know, it was really robotic. You know, and the cartoon characters. You know, Jesus, what's this? it happened that the activation was the same day as my birthday as it happened.
Good present.
So, of course, that evening we went for a meal. And the knives and the forks, the noise in the restaurant, it was unreal.
Were you delighted to hear it? But you were like, it was a real...
it was actually it was overpowering. So
okay.
it was, for the first evening to encounter that, I wanted to we wanted to try and move table, but it was busy where we were, couldn't move, but it was all worth it, Brendan, in the long run.
It must have been like winning the lottery, that you walked out after the activation and you were able to, in a quieter zone, I presume, chat to your wife or kids easily. Hear a phone call,
it was slow, Brendan. It's a slow process. So it is really to get your brain trained in. It's, you have multiple going back up to the Bowman for mappings,
I read about this where they keep going in adjustments and tweak it.
Exactly, because there's no two people the same, everybody is a different program, and it takes so much time, Brendan, that every time you go back up, you get your tests done again, you get it tuned in again, and then you start the homework stage where you're listening to words and you have to repeat them. And along with that, it was like Regina or my 3 daughters to be doing with me, and they had to cover their mouth so that I wouldn't lip read, because I would have been lip reading everything,
Right, okay.
So, and you just start off with maybe the months of the year, the days of the week, the numbers, and you keep advancing after that. You get to the sentence stage,
So you're building the hearing muscles of your brain back over again, almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I didn't realise that at all was part of the process.
It was just a huge process, Brendan, just to get it and like it. But the great thing was every time you went back, you could see the improvement in your recognition of sounds.
Yeah.
And that was really a big thing to keep you really going. And
yeah. Well, you can see by the smile on your face, obviously, it's giving you so much joy.
You'd be flying it when you were leaving the place. You say you were going up maybe at the start, you could be going up from 20% voice recognition maybe to 25%. But that was a huge jump, And then, like, I'm up to about in around 90% now, so...
So now, like, what are the difficult situations for you? Like, the rest, is it the busy restaurant or is it a gig or a match? I know you love your Rovers, like, so.
The biggest probably is crowded areas all the time. Okay. But there is a program that you can set it to, that you're just dealing with one person and it cuts out the noise from around. Oh. It's focus. It's a straight focus and straight in front of you, and whoever's in front of you, you can hear that person.
And that's a setting you have to touch, is it, or is it linked to a phone? Or?
Well, the iPhone. That's another thing, Brendan. The iPhone is brilliant. It's very compatible with the device.
Oh, I see.
And you have a little like a remote control, an app on it that can hire it up, set the programs. And along with that, like with phone calls, you can receive the phone call straight to it. You can.
They come straight in.
Oh yeah.
Oh right. Yeah. Okay. God, this is just mind blowing. All the different things.
And the same thing, you can listen to the Sligo show or whatever.
Well, of course, I'm sure you're all day at that. I'm sure.
But you can listen. You can podcasts and all that. You can listen to the radio. You can, and it's all going straight from your iPhone with Bluetooth.
I'm just blown away. I mean, I knew you had it. I knew you were delighted.
It's absolutely brilliant, Brendan. So it is.
Okay.
I have to say now, just one thing, just about improving when I through doing the homework was the radio, the actual radio. Like I drive a van and I'd have the radio on constantly, and it was probably one of the best things to get the voice recognition moving up.
Back again.
Broadcasters speak very clear, and the news and things like that especially, and it was brilliant, Brendan.
Okay. So I suppose anyone else watching, maybe that maybe is thinking about this or is going through a bit earlier stage than you. So all of these little tips are just good for them to understand.
That's it, Brendan. I'd like at the moment to send or do email me and ask
you're the
ambassador. To talk to different candidates that are just in the process, wondering should they go for it, should they not go for it. And I do meet up with them and tell them my story and go through things with them. And thankfully, everybody that I've been really talking to has seen the improvement, and they've all improved themselves as well. Brendan,
Good. So anyone out there that might be watching or or whatever listening, and you're kind of saying to them, if you have any doubt, even at the early stages of hearing loss, go straight to the doctor. Don't hang around.
Exactly, Brendan. Just like hearing aids. If you get to a stage that hearing aids they're not working for you, there is that option of going for the cochlear implant,
Okay,
you know,
and like, is it a free service? Is it a private? You have to pay for it, or
no, Brendan? In Ireland, you get one implant, and you get it free. You pay for your hospital stay, but that's it. You don't get two, but children gets two.
Oh, okay.
You know,
okay.
but it's fabulous to get one. You know, like a lot of people are bilateral. You know, in America and all that. But I'm dead happy with one that I feel very happy with it. You know.
Okay, great. And again, I kind of go back to the stage where you were losing hearing. I'm always intrigued, like if you could give a few tips to us people for dealing with someone who is low on their hearing loss, or bars or restaurants maybe to kind of cater for, or even ask the question, is there any of your group maybe have some hearing difficulties? Like, is there anything you would ask the general public or businesses that they could do to help someone?
There was different times, Brendan. You really wouldn't like drive-thrus. I'd never go to a drive-thru.
Okay.
Never. No, I didn't like phones. Still not over fond of phones, but I'm improving it. But it's my problem. It's not the implant.
Okay.
But I'd always say, Brendan, people not to cover your mouth when you're talking to somebody that has deafness problems.
Okay. And look straight at them.
Look at them, exactly.
And would you ask to speak a bit slower necessarily? I mean, that might be an obvious one, but
yes, 100%. Talk slowly and clearly, Brendan. It makes a big difference for somebody with hearing loss. And as I say, make sure you're in front of them, that they see you straight on.
Okay, and they can see the lips moving.
That's it. Because they're not looking at your eyes; they're looking at your lips.
Yeah. Because I've met people in that situation, and you kind of get very conscious of that. But it's good to know that's it. Look straight at them, talk that bit slower, and that can be just one little thing. And maybe, as I said, maybe restaurants maybe have an offer to go. Someone with a cochlear implant or hearing aid to go, look, they might need that quieter zone, maybe offer it to them. Maybe
another instance too was if you were in a place like a fast food place, and naturally when you go in and order, the next thing, do you want this, do you want that, and there's about 10 questions fired at you. Like, and I used to go in and I used to just say before when I'd be ordering straight out, now I'm deaf, I won't hear you. Whatever I order, just go with that.
Okay. Just they need to listen to you.
Yeah,
in
that was it, Brendan. You just had to.
Okay. Well done. Well, John, it's been, because as I said, I've known you for years, and I knew at the stages that your hearing was deteriorating. And we've worked backstage in a dark area of the Hawkswell trying to communicate. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting now to hear the full journey that you've come through, and as you said, it's so nice to see the joy you have and the energy. As you said, you're always a jolly, jovial, energetic man. So I can imagine the dark times weren't easy for you when you were,
definitely not, Brendan. Definitely not.
It wasn't you at all.
It was a horrible time. I would not go back to it for any money. No. It's great. It's great to have a bit of confidence back and not be afraid to go to a meeting or go to meet people.
Yeah. Just live a normal life.
Yeah, live a normal life. Exactly.
So again, to finish it off, anyone with any kind of issues to hearing, don't be afraid to get straight to the doctors. Suss out all the options. If anyone's watching this, we'll have a way of getting them to chat to you if that's any help. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's ways and means.
Brendan, there's no problem. I'll talk to anybody at any time, and I'll give them my story, and I'll answer any questions to anybody.
Great stuff.
And thanks a million for asking me here today, Brendan.
Look, it's a fascinating story. So and thanks for coming in and telling us so well as well. So much appreciated, and thanks for your time.
Oh, thanks very much, Brendan.
We'll see you on the soccer pitch maybe someday, or backstage in Hawksville again. Who knows? So thanks very much to John Mitchell there, just out the road here in Calry, for telling us his amazing story of his journey with his hearing difficulties and now the happy ending that he has with his cochlear implant. We'll see you on again next time. Thanks for watching.
The Sligo Show is produced by Pixel Productions and hosted by Brendan Tierney. If you need video for your business or live event or would like to appear on the show, send us a message today.
So if you liked what you just seen, don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel here. We've loads of great interviews from a load of really interesting people over the series. And if you're on social media, which I'm sure loads of you are, we are on Instagram and Facebook, so give us a follow there.